He's Marler, and this is his music show.
Hello again, everybody, and welcome to another craptastic episode of the Marler Music Show. I am David, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different than I've been doing. I usually don't get involved in some of these political, social topics that are really hot, but right now are pretty hot button. It's been going on for a couple of weeks now, and I thought I would chime in on it, give you my thoughts. That is this Jason Aldeen controversy with his new video, Try That in a Small Town. It's very interesting to me that this song came out a couple months ago, was released. There was no anything going on about it. There was no kind of, controversy or anybody screaming about anything. Then all of a sudden this video comes out and all hell breaks loose, right? CMT takes it off of their rotation. And then, The View chimes in and starts calling him racist and this, that, and the other. And at the time that it happened, I hadn't seen the video, heard the song or anything. And so I really couldn't judge anything about it. So I listened to the song first, and I was like, I don't hear anything here lyrically that would cause a big to-do. And then I watched the video, and I've watched the video several times now. And I tell you what, let's just watch it together. And then when it is finished, we will discuss it a little bit, and I'll give you my thoughts. All right. All right, let's see what we got here.
Sucker punch somebody on a sidewalk, carjacking old lady at a red light, pull a gun on the owner of a liquor store. You think it's cool, act a fool if you like, cuss out a cop, spit in his face, stomp on the flag and light it up. Yeah, you think you're tough. Well, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town.
All right, so right off the rip here, there was a lot of bickering about this song and video about how it was racist and mainly against the black community. So right off the bat here in the first minute of this video, what I'm seeing people of different races causing havoc here, involved in protests and rioting, looting kind of thing. Not just anybody that's black. And so it's like it's almost like it's being stereotyped for reasons that are not valid, because it's so far this song is about anybody of any color, any creed, any whatever acting like an idiot and thinking they can get away with it. So anyway, that's my take on the first minute. Let's watch some more.
That my granddad gave me. They say one day they're gonna round up. Well, that shit might fly in the city. Good luck, try that in a small town. See how far you make it down the road. Around here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town full of good old boys. fight. Try that in a small town. Try that in a small town.
All right, so a couple minutes in now, we're about two-thirds of the way through. Yeah, so I'm seeing again, a couple different races causing problems here. One clip that in this last section that caught my eye very quickly was the two, you look like young gentlemen going into like a convenience store and going to rob the place. And I don't know if it was the store owner or a patron or whatever came over and just defended himself and defended the store and, tried to keep everybody safe. And from what I understand, most of the clips in here that are from, you know, looting and rioting and protest are actual news footage clips that have been released after the time that these events happened. And so I'm assuming there's no different. And I'm thinking to myself, well, the fact that guy defended that store or whatever, that's what you want to do. You want to defend yourself. What was he supposed to do? Was he supposed to just not do anything and possibly get himself killed or whatever? Um, so I don't really understand what the problem is with this video so far. There's still a minute left. Let's see what we've got left.
Round here we take care of our own. You cross that line, it won't take long for you to find out. I recommend you don't. Try that in a small town. Try that in a small town. Ooh, try that in a small town.
All right, so yeah, watching this video, I see nothing in here that screams racism at all. Lyrically, there's nothing there. Visually, there's nothing there. I mean, what you're seeing is you're seeing people of all races. I saw white, I saw black, maybe Hispanic in there. I'm not really sure, but a lot of white people actually. Um, just involved in protest, involved in rioting, involved in looting, involved in just acting like fools, basically. And so I'm there thinking to myself, what what would prompt somebody, an individual or a group of individuals, to look at this video and be able to say, "Oh, he's racist. Oh, this is a racist video." I don't. It may just be me. Now I've watched several YouTube reaction videos to this, and seen many of them, most of the ones I've watched, and I have not known going into the videos what they were going to say. Most of the ones I've watched have been the same reaction as me, as like, what? What? What is it? What's going on in this video that it's so bad? And so, there was something about how where it was filmed was part of lynching like 200 years ago or whatever. And then I read later on that, well, that's a very popular spot for filming stuff or whatever. Who cares about that? I don't care where it was filmed. I don't care where the action shots were filmed in terms of the band. I don't give a shit. My thing is, well, number one, let's back up and get to the song. It's a pretty good song. I'm not a country music fan per se. There's some of it I kind of like. This song's got, it's pretty decent. It's got a nice feel to it or whatever. It's kind of like a typical feeling country song of this generation or whatever, but it's okay, whatever. I'm not here to debate that. Usually I'm here to talk about the music, and not so much with this. Um, but this video and the visuals in it to me, um, don't even come close to being racist. Because like I say, you've got different races in there acting a fool. Um, to me, it's just somebody wanting to get attention, like the people on The View, um, saying that, well, that just because he is showing a certain image or whatever, then it's got to be racist. And I'm sitting there thinking, no, maybe you're racist for looking at that and assuming that that's what those images are supposed to be. Maybe that's your problem because I certainly don't see it. And I'm not racist at all. At all. I've got friends of all races, ethnicities, and work with people of all races and ethnicities, get along with them. And the only thing that differentiates any of us is our skin color. And that's it. Everything else is attitude based. Everything else is how you decide to live your life. And this video shows that anybody of any race can choose to be can choose to be an idiot. They can choose to be an idiot, and it shows. And so I'm sitting there going, I don't get the outrage about this. Um, it's for somebody's agenda, maybe. I'm not really sure what's going on with that. But, hey, here's the thing about it though. Think about this for a minute. I don't know what the number of views were on this video before this controversy. I don't feel like it was near as many as it is now. At this moment that I'm recording this video has over 26 million views. 26 million views in just over 2 weeks. I wish I could get a video to get 26 million views in just over 2 weeks. And I'd be able to quit my full-time job and do this full-time and possibly get decent at it. Okay? 26 million. So what has this controversy done? Did these people think that by doing this, it was going to ruin his career? That it was going to give so much negative publicity to him that he was just going to call it quits or whatever? He's had some, I read up on this over the weekend. He had some negative publicity in the past, something with his new wife and something with, I don't know what it was. It's stuff that doesn't matter in terms of this, in my mind. This is something totally different. So, but everybody think he was going to fall face the earth or was going to hurt or he was going to lose what. Look, here's the thing about musicians. Controversy sells. It sells. You think back, you go all the way back. You can go all the way back to Elvis. Remember Elvis the Pelvis? He did his thing, shaking his hips or whatever, and I was like, oh, he's Satan. He's a spawn of Satan. What happened? He got more popular, started selling more records, and became an icon. Okay? Move fast forward a little bit, about the Beatles and the Stones and all these bands that were getting big in the 60s. And oh my gosh, they're all on drugs or it's the devil's music or this, that, and that. What happened? They took off. They exploded. Think about Kiss. Same thing. They're on Satan. You heard all the housewives. Kids loved it. Controversy. They started selling millions of albums and started selling out shows. Okay? Look at the 80s with the PMRC movement. All of those bands that were involved in that. Motley Crue, controversy. Devil worshippers. Yada, yada, yada. What happened? Album sales went through the roof. They started selling lots of tickets to shows. Twisted Sister was involved in the PMRC thing. Helped their career. Wasp helped their career. People that like music are going to like it regardless of any kind of controversy that comes out about the artist. Look at Michael Jackson and the controversy that came about him. All right? He still sold millions of albums. He's still as popular as it ever was. There's something about musicians that controversy, bad publicity does not affect them like it does other people. You give bad publicity and controversy to politicians, sometimes it ends their career. Sometimes it can end the career of athletes to a certain point. Look at Colin Kaepernick. He hadn't been the same since. Has not been the same since. If he was a musician, he would still be flourishing. Okay? Actors, doesn't affect them quite as much either, but it still affects them more than it does musicians. And the reason it doesn't affect musicians as much is because music is the one thing that people can choose to have in their lives and becomes part of them. It becomes their outlet. It becomes, you're having a bad day. You can listen to something to make you feel better. Okay. If you feel like you want to cry, you can listen to make you cry. Music can do so many things and so many different things for you. When you like a band, you're going to like that band. And once you decided you're going to like that band, if you find out that they're doing anything short of, as long as not murdering people or sacrificing animals, you're going to listen to them. You're going to listen to them because music is the one thing that doesn't let you down. Think about it. Sports teams, sports figures, they'll let you down on the field, on the court. They'll let you down. They have a bad day, they failed. Musicians fail too. But the thing is, you get to pick and choose from musicians bodies of their work and listen to over and over again. It can make you feel the same way over and over again. And that piece of music doesn't let you down. And that's why musicians are a little bit immune to this kind of thing. But here's the thing. In this case, there's nothing for him to be immune to here. Nothing. There's nothing in this video that screams racism at all. There's nothing that, to me, is meant to go against any race, any sect, anything like that. Nobody is being targeted through this video except for Jason Aldeen. Plain and simple. So, that's my opinion of this. I think this was blown completely out of proportion by the media. Media trying to get views and trying to sell and the girls on The View doing their thing. And I'm going to stay out of that one. I've got my opinions about those chicks. I'm staying out of that one. But, since then, I think they've backed off a little bit. And, this is a very hot button topic. It's kind of cooled down a little bit. I don't know how long if it'll fester back up again or whatever, but this is something that it's not hurting his career from what I can see. He's still getting all these, views on YouTube in this video. I'm sure I'd have to look at the numbers. I'm sure his numbers on Spotify are going up pretty high. So I don't feel like this is anything that's going to hurt him, hell, even short term, much less long term. And in my mind, there's nothing here. It's just a decent song with a good video, sending a message of, hey, don't mess with people because you never know when you're going to run into somebody maybe a little bit more badass than you are, and they might take care of you. And when I say take care of you, I don't mean necessarily kill them or something like that, but they might put them in their place and be like, bring them down a notch and say, you ain't as tough as you think you are. And I know people like that would do that. And I know people that wouldn't take that kind of stuff. And, it's all about living in a small town. You don't have to necessarily live in a small town to have that mentality. That's a mentality that I think everybody strives to have because you don't want anybody trying to hurt you or your family. And you certainly don't want them to get away with anything they shouldn't at your expense. And sometimes it just comes down to defending yourself. And I think that's really what this is all about is, his message of saying that a lot of Americans are thinking these days and have for a while, but especially in recent events of, we're not going to take this crap. You want to come at us with that, you come on, but you better come with all you got because if you don't, you're going to get a surprise. So anyway, that's my soapbox on this. Like I said, a little bit off genre topic with this today. But I want to chime in on this before it got too stale and just kind of see what all y'all think. So anyway, as usual, comment in the comment section below and I'll respond to you. Let me know what you think about this video, what you think about the Aldean video, what is this controversy, what do you think it's all about, and we can have a conversation about it. You can also email me at themarlermusicshow@gmail.com. and we can start a conversation. I will respond there. And we'll just kind of see where this thing turns. So I'm going to sign off for today. We'll see all y'all in my next episode. But before I do, let me say, as I always have, in this topic video, this is especially true. Be good to each other, be good to yourself, and life will be good to you. Peace.